stars. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The biggest names in music.
Oh, wow.
Big names, big songs, big guests, big prizes.
Well, it's a big show. Okay.
The Big Show.
Put your hands together for the one and only
Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean.
That's what I'm talking about.
1FM 91.3. Good times, the latest hits.
Good morning, Singapore. Welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It's Glenn, Angel, FD, and Sean. And since it's a Tuesday, we have once again with us Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why the Christmas music, then you'll have to watch us on The Big Show TV on 1FM 91.3's Facebook page.
Everyone's in a Christmas mood right now, you know? Just, 11 days to Christmas, right?
11 days to Christmas.
And it'll just be here like that.
So fast.
And then it'll go.
Like
and then we're done.
Yeah.
And then we'll wait for next year.
And
So
it's
depressing.
And it's our last week, right?
Yes.
With Jerry as well, because we're all going to take a 2-week break, except Angel, of course, who already had her 2-week break.
That's true. That is true, yes.
So she'll be right here with all of you, keeping you guys fantastic company.
Yeah. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. I had to join the party.
Yes.
Antlers are falling.
You're like Jerry the red-nosed reindeer.
Yeah, I just need a red nose now.
That's cute. I've never seen that before. The antlers.
The red
The
antlers.
soft ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
they're
soft
nice.
antlers. We like them. We're coming to your office to take your antlers.
No. Seriously?
They're like FDs.
Oh, be quiet. Like FDs. Nonsense.
Well, speaking of reindeers and Santa Claus and everything else, today we're talking about imaginary friends, Fairytales and Santa.
Yes, we are. I thought I'll end with something that is a little bit educational, but full of fun today, just to end on a lighter note.
Oh, fantastic. Love it.
I think imaginary friends are really important.
That's only because you had one as a child.
Yeah, I had one.
What was his name?
It wasn't a he.
Oh, what was her name?
It was a she. Okay, my name is Mark Anthony Van Kylenberg. And believe it or not, growing up as a very young child, before I went to school, I had a nickname. And my nickname was Annie.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sounding creepy already.
Yeah. For some reason, my family had taken Anthony and changed it into Annie.
Okay.
So I was Annie. Annie do this, Annie do that, Annie do whatever.
All right.
And I created this friend, Annie,
Okay.
that I would play with and talk to and,
But
tell
Annie
her.
was supposed to be you. Does it mean you had a split personality?
No.
I suppose
no.
it was kind of the alter ego that she was somebody completely separate from you.
I don't think it was an alter ego. It was a friend of mine. It was someone I could, confide in when she was someone I could confide in when I got angry with mom and dad.
Where's Annie now?
Oh, Annie left a long time ago.
Oh, did she? Okay,
yeah.
where'd she go?
I have no idea. I
Okay.
think Colombia. She's a
Okay.
drug now.
No, she's not in that nothing town that you spoke about yesterday.
No,
You see what I mean, Jerry? How unhealthy is this? That he had an imaginary friend named Annie. And he would ask Annie, talk to Annie, ask Annie for maybe advice. If Annie said go kill someone, he would have killed somebody.
No, I would.
That's a
just
split
play-
personality.
No,
That's different.
We would. Annie and I would play house. Annie and I would play cowboys and Indians. If I was upset with mom or dad, I would tell Annie about it. Annie would not give me advice. Annie was like a sounding board.
Okay.
She was like a sounding board.
Okay.
And I
So
think,
she would lend you an ear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a shoulder.
Yeah, and you got to remember that my brother at that point was 6 years older than me, so he was in a completely different world. His thought processes were different.
I'm sure he didn't have an imaginary friend.
I don't
He
know.
didn't
Yeah,
need
real
to
friends.
have.
But
real
I
friends.
found it hard to communicate with someone who was 6 years older than
Was
me.
she like the sister you never had?
Kinda.
Okay.
Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
And what do you have to say about that, Dr. Jerry?
How old
How
were you?
old were you? FD?
I probably 4, 5.
She's therapizing you right now, you know,
I was
right?
about 4 or 5.
No.
But once I went to school and I built my friend base, Annie slowly moved into the background. And then Annie disappeared.
Okay.
Yeah, Annie was kind of replaced by my school friends.
And developmentally, that's the correct age. Even the primary school, if you have the imaginary friends, that's perfectly fine. So imaginary friends help us to figure out what to say to another person, because it doesn't mean that we know how or what to say in social context or so socialization, play. I think FD was talking about play, how to play.
Yeah.
What kind of play? So the child learns how to practice all these skills in his head. So it's really just prepping, practicing, and then when you have your friends, the imaginary friend goes away.
Okay.
Because as a child also, I think, and I this is something for parents to look out for. My playtime as a young child with other children was weekends with my cousins. But Monday to Friday, I didn't have that.
You didn't have friends.
So Annie was my company.
So what if Annie never went away, Dr. Jerry?
I'm sure
there are cases where
maybe even now, FD, when you're feeling a bit lonely, you
do you speak to you call out to Annie?
No, but I have learned to speak to myself.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've learned to speak to myself.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more when we go on to the Big Show TV. If you want to join us, it's on our Facebook page, 1FM 913.
Meantime, here are the Backstreet Boys. I Want It That Way on the Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
It's interesting that Angel brought up the situation of Annie not going away, because Hui Fang says, is it okay for the imaginary friend to be with us even when we're grown up?
No, so our imaginary friend should go away, after a period of time. They are there at that particular developmental stage to teach us certain things, to encourage creativity, to encourage us to imagine, to encourage us to practice certain skills that we haven't quite got a grasp on. So after a while, this friend have already lost its job. It's done its job.
Right.
Okay.
So if you're an adult and
very
you still have an
distracted
imaginary
again.
friend, all you need to do is just give Dr. Geraldine Tan a call
At the
at the therapy room.
Jerry, I understand what you say by you're very distracted from by Glenn. He
Why?
does look like a villain from the Marvel universe.
He looks
Yeah.
like
He looks
low budget
like
Loki.
Loki.
Low budget Loki.
Low budget Loki. He's low-key low budget.
Hey, we want to thank our producer, Shalini Susan, for
Yeah.
providing us
Yours.
with all
Where's
this.
yours,
Where's
Charlotte?
yours?
Oh, am I wearing yours?
She forgot about herself.
She'll bring hers tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow we'll have one
Okay.
camera just for her, and then she has to stand there and look like this.
Okay, so adults should not have imaginary friends, right?
Is that true?
It depends. We have creativity, we have imagination, and that was what that is what the imaginary friend is there for, to cultivate that, you see. If we don't have creativity, we will not have the four of you here who are such lovely and jovial people. They can come up with anything on the spot.
Can I ask something, Dr. Jerry? I mean, we when we make decisions, we all have inner voices. We all have
Yes.
voices in our head, metaphorically speaking, that we listen to and help us make decisions and stuff like that. How different is that from having an imaginary friend?
So, as adults, these are not called imaginary friends. These are our imagination, our creativity. A friend is really a friend. You call the friend by a name. That person has a form. That person has a voice. That person, interacts with you. But your creativity and your imagination doesn't interact with you as an adult, or should not. So if you have a dissociative disorder, or you have schizophrenia, or you have hallucinations, psychosis, these figures actually interact with you. So you see these people talking to another person.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, it is. But when I was a kid, Annie had a form.
Yeah,
I mean-
so that's why she was your imaginary friend.
So that was okay, right?
What was she
what
wearing?
what did she
Yeah.
look like?
She looked
Miniskirt?
no.
She was 5 years old. Yeah,
5 years old, for
he
goodness
was
sakes.
tiny. I can't imagine you at 5.
No, oh,
Yeah, man.
scrawny
I'm just
little
imagining a very
rat.
small FD. It's like that was
Scrawny little rat. But Annie looked like Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland.
That
Wow.
whole the dress with the frilly skirt. And,
That's
yeah.
probably
from a book you saw.
that's
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
from
yeah.
a book. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that where we get the images of our imaginary friends from things we've seen?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
So all our environment informs us, and we create those figures in our head. Yeah, but I think kids need imaginary friends. I mean, some kids need, because for you, Annie listened to you, supported you, played with you. I think one thing very important.
She
to
played
note
with
is
you?
Sometimes
How?
Yeah, you sing
To play-
Indians
we play
and
games.
cowboys
We
and
play
stuff
cowboys
like that.
and yeah. You play with them.
So I have a question, Dr. Jerry. When does it become dangerous to have an imaginary friend? And what's the difference between having an imaginary friend and schizophrenia?
And also, can we blame our imaginary friends for like?
Yeah, there you go. For things that
Yeah,
happen.
like my mother scolded me and said, no, actually Annie told me to do one.
Okay, that's good. That's taking it a bit far. Wow.
No. Actually, some of the kids do. So when
really?
that happens, then we would not permit that to continue. As in, we will not permit the behavior to continue, because they are not taking responsibility of their own behavior, and they're saying, "Oh, someone else did it," but this time the someone else is that imaginary friend. So the imaginary friend is supposed to be someone that is non-judgmental. Someone that is there unconditionally and belongs to the child. Okay?
Like
That means
Chucky.
that's how.
Yeah, boy. Like Annie wrote.
But Dr. Jerry, you said like Sean was saying, blame the imaginary friend for something that's happened and stuff like that. And you said that shouldn't be done. But to the child, the imaginary friend is a real friend.
Yes.
So, I
Yes.
mean, blaming the real friend is okay according to the kid, right?
But that shows, okay, if the child is unable to distinguish a real and a fake world, then that's where we need to teach them, right?
FD,
If
did
the
you know that
child-
Annie wasn't real?
Annie was someone I would play with, but Annie Annie wasn't part of my everyday world.
Okay.
Annie was part of my play world.
And only when you were alone.
Yeah, it was my play world.
She was not like standing next to you.
No.
You weren't holding hands when you went out.
Well, for example, no. But for example, Frida has come up and said my eldest daughter had an imaginary friend. This imaginary friend would appear always around 6+7 in the evening. And one day, my daughter pointed out behind me in the corner, "There's my friend. She's come to play."
I'm telling you, that's a spirit.
This is exactly how the Conjuring started.
Exactly.
This
Yes,
is
I
a
was
scene,
thinking the
yeah.
same
Is
thing.
it
No.
kind of like that
Yeah.
thing standing
That
behind
right
you?
there. You notice I'm not looking at Santa now. But
Wow.
what do you say to that? There's my friend. She's come to play.
Get an exorcist.
Oh my God.
Straight away.
Priest. The spirit of Christ compels you.
If the child wants to tell you about it, I would listen. I would talk to the child. How does your friend look like? What's she wearing today? What she's saying. Just go along with the friend.
I can't see her
go
face.
along with your
Her hair is
child.
covering her face.
You're looking down,
Wearing
but
a
coming
white
out of her
dress.
mouth.
She has
Hold on.
no footwear.
Okay, we're traffic. Stand by.
0.3 traffic.
As my imaginary friend comes out of the television set, you've got the usual delays across the expressways. We know that for
It's
sure.
Christmas, not Halloween.
Exactly. Look out for the PIE towards Tues, an accident before Jalan Bahar, congestion to the KJE. Please stay within the speed limit. Make sure you've got everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
We're back right here on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room, and we're talking about something, something. It's been a fun conversation, right?
Sure, yeah.
But it's also serious because some people really do have imaginary friends, like the Flying Dutchman, for example.
Yeah.
So imaginary friends is what we're talking about this morning.
Yeah. So Jerry, you said the parents can ask questions about the imaginary friend, describing, what's your friend wearing, what does she look like, blah blah. But the parents is it okay for the parents to engage that friend?
Oh my goodness!
No, right?
Should we
you don't engage it.
Should we lay the table for this person as well?
No, it belongs to the child, and the child can do whatever they want with that imaginary friend. So if they want to introduce the friend to you, you're probably a very trusted adult in that environment. So I would go along with it, with the child and not with the friend. I would not try and engage the friend.
And how far should this be taken? Like meal time, play time. How much should the parents allow for this imaginary friend to be involved?
So parents can put in boundary. Very, very good question, Angel. Parents can put in boundary where, I think, your friend needs to remain in the play world, just like what FD did, right? The child, the friend remains in that play world. And they don't join us for meals or anything like that, but they can join you, as in the child, later on when they're on their own.
So it could be confined to like the bedroom with the kid or the playroom.
Well, it's confined to their imagination. It's not just confined to a space.
Right, okay.
Because sometimes the child might be in trouble, and this friend is a source of comfort. So you want that source of comfort to be brought everywhere.
Right, okay.
I've always questioned this in my life when I think about Annie, and I go back to, and I do think about that time. It's an imaginary friend like that created because of loneliness?
Sometimes it is, and if it is and the parents realize it, then we need to try and help the child or understand why the child needed it. So sometimes they are very socially awkward. They don't know how to interact with people or their peers in the real world, so they create their own alternate world to play in. It could be trauma. So sometimes an event can traumatize a child that they retreat into an alternate world. So that would be not so good. I mean, yes, it comforts the child, but it's not so good because it's born out of trauma. And if we allow it to persist, they don't know how to come out and deal with things in the real world.
So not being able to deal with the real world is one of the signs of when a child should take, or when a parent should take their child in for help. What other signs do I look for?
I think Angel was also asking earlier, when does it become dangerous?
Yeah.
So after a certain age, right? You see someone gesticulating or someone talking into the air, and you're suspecting, hey, the person doesn't have earbuds, or they're really talking on to the air. You might want to check in if they have a mental health issue.
Okay.
It's so complicated,
very
these days, I don't know. If I had a kid who had an imaginary friend, I would not encourage it. I would go up to the kid and ask the kid to snap out of it straight away.
Oh dear.
Really, I would do that. That's how.
Is that what you
because
do?
that's how I was. I would have been treated if I were a kid.
Your
back in the
parents would
day,
have done
just
that.
like FD, right? If my mom was FD's mom at that time, and he was talking about Annie, my mom would probably go like, snap out of it right now. If not, I'll admit you to Woodbridge Hospital.
I think a lot of parents,
Back in the day,
would
right?
do that,
In the 60s, for example.
Yeah. Okay, we're speaking to Dr. Jerry. If you want to join us, you can join us on The Big Show TV. It is Glenn, Angel, FD, Sean, and Annie here on this Tuesday.
I bet you Annie is still here.
I think so. I do see him
He's just
mumbling to
not
himself
admitting
once in a while.
to that.
Yeah.
She's standing.
Hey, see,
she's standing
right there.
behind our producer Shalini right now. Yeah.
And
Here's Pink with A Million Dreams on The Big Show, 1FM 91.3.
So mean.
Annie, come here and sit here.
There, sit on my lap. Wait, does Annie grow up or is she still 5?
Yeah. So do these characters or these imaginary friends grow up with you, or do they remain at that age?
They
I don't-
remain
yeah.
as
They
remain
a
at that-
figure.
Oh, wow, that's scary.
You
then.
started
Yeah.
at
started,
right.
Yeah, but how do we know, right? It depends, right? I mean,
That's
it
true.
depends.
You
like,
can create them into anything
yeah,
you
maybe
want, right?
in FD's mind, she's already grown up as well.
And
you know,
she's wearing a
she's
miniskirt
not
this
seen.
time.
He's not seen her for many years now, right?
Oh my goodness,
But,
what would she
but
look
she's
like
grown
now?
up
I
as
have
well.
no idea.
Oh, he's gonna start thinking about it now.
See, now you got me going. Now you got me going.
Okay, so
Everyone that has an imaginary friend will start imagining now.
Yeah.
I guess to add on a little bit more about when should parents pay attention. I think when the imaginary friend starts to tell the kid very cynical things or become very malicious or talks down to the child. If Annie started to be mean to FD, perhaps we're going to stop this friend from coming and visiting.
But where
Right.
does this come from? That comes from FD's character, doesn't it? I mean, it's him talking.
That's his mental
Yeah.
state.
You know what I mean?
yes.
It is kind of like this second personality,
Yeah.
almost schizophrenic. So it is actually in reality, it's FD controlling what she says as well, or it's his inner thought.
Yeah, but
right?
it's like you said, it's schizophrenic, right? So that's when I really need therapy.
And
when
that's
this
why,
child is
and that's why I say, Jerry, I wouldn't encourage it because it might lead to something, and then there'll be an issue, right? Because just like friends in real life, you've got good friends and you've got bad
toxic
company.
ones, yeah.
So why encourage it?
I think it's no different from a soft toy, just that one doesn't have a physical, tangible
yes,
bone,
yes.
right? So you have soft toys talking to each other. The child controls what comes out of their mouths and interacts, right? But in this case, it is an imaginary friend, and you're interacting with that persona. So we want to encourage imaginative play, unstructured play. Through all these play, children develop problem-solving skills also. So we want to encourage that. It's only when it gets into a space that is very dark, then we want to stop it.
So FD was okay. Sorry, FD was saying that his Annie was based off Alice in Wonderland, sort of
That's what I saw.
physical,
Yeah, what I
physical
saw.
being. What are the purpose of fairy tales? I mean,
I love fairy tales. Do you have a favorite fairy tale? Like, what are all your favorite fairy
The three
tales?
Billy Goats Gruff. That's my
yeah.
favorite.
Yeah.
Fairy tale?
Because there's a troll that,
Yeah.
that lived under the bridge.
Yeah.
Favorite fairy tale. Wow.
Wow. There's so many.
Alice in Wonderland was nice. I suppose Sleeping Beauty,
My time,
Cinderella.
Disney time already.
Yeah,
so,
the
like,
Disney, all the
Aladdin.
princesses that became actual princesses and met their prince.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Sean. Mine would have been Aladdin.
My Aladdin, because Robin Williams was in it and I wanted to be a comedian.
Oh, right, nice, okay. Glenn doesn't watch fairy tales, so don't ask him.
Oh, you
don't
mean
watch
wait? The
animated
three
shows.
Billy Goats Gruff is not a fairy tale.
I guess it
Okay.
is.
It is.
It's a fable more so,
Sleeping
right?
Beauty, then.
Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, Sleeping
Okay.
Beauty.
Okay.
I mean, if we think about all the different fairy tales, right? They give us hope. They give us a lot of different values. They teach us different values. I like the Three Billy Goats Gruff because there's a lot of teaching points from there. Yeah, and sometimes the imaginary friends are born out from all these different stories. So like Annie, when you describe Annie, she's a picture of joy, she's a picture of innocence, and I really want to interact with her if there was an opportunity, but that is your friend.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
need to go look for her.
Yeah, no,
That's
she
right.
was.
This is exactly how The Conjuring started.
No, but you see,
talk
see,
out
I-
later, one somebody's flying across the
completely-
room.
I
Jerry
still
wants,
watch the
Jerry
latest
wants
Conjuring.
to meet
Very
her. So
No, I
that's why-
completely understand where Jerry is coming from because what Annie taught me was adventure was okay.
Yeah, for sure.
You see, he's still talking about Annie.
But then
It's
you
so
taught yourself
strange,
that,
right?
lah.
Lewis, C.S. Lewis. Go and have an adventure.
Yeah, yeah.
He wrote Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it
He was also on drugs when he wrote Alice in Wonderland, by the way. How do you think? How do you think all those things became big and small whenever you eat something? It's
was
true.
that
He
why
was
my
on
teenage
acid.
years were like that?
And Jerry says you just spoiled it for her.
He was on acid. Did you see
sure.
the caterpillar
The
and all
caterpillar always
that?
smoking
My
something,
God,
right?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
smoking. He was definitely on LSD.
And
Sorry,
he wrote
sorry.
Narnia after that.
Fairy tales and morals and values and things that we can teach the children. That's why fairy
Yeah.
tales are so all these stories are so exciting. The children nowadays, have Harry Potter. I think it's all the wizardry and the spirits and everything are really a different world that the children can learn different things.
I think when a child when someone's had an imaginary friend, you learn how to immerse yourself into a Harry Potter. I can immerse myself into Harry Potter.
It's
I love fairy
escapism.
tales. Escapism.
Escapism, yeah. Maybe that's what's
What?
another word for it.
We're so close to Christmas. What about Santa Claus?
That is up for debate. Is Santa real or not?
Absolutely.
He's real.
Of course, he's standing
real.
right
He's right behind me.
Right behind FD. Sure, he's real.
He's real.
Yes, Santa is real.
No. I had an argument with my kids, I think a couple of years ago, because they go, Santa's not real. And I go, Santa is real.
Oh my God, it's just the reverse.
That's why I thought the adult would be making the proper decision. Okay, never mind.
What do you mean proper decision?
Spoil Christmas magic.
Didn't you ever grow up thinking Santa was real?
No, of course not.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I mean, he might be based off a real guy, like Saint Nick or something
Yeah,
like that, right?
yeah.
But then, like, Mr. Fly across the world in one night,
No.
delivering presents. Why I never get anything?
Oh.
Yeah, I faked believing in him
Because
for quite a number of years just to get the presents that I wanted.
But you know your parents.
And that applied to the Tooth Fairy as well.
Yeah, I just about
Oh
to
my
say,
God,
like, imagine the
Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy. How morbid is that? Like, you put a piece of bone under your pillow and then your parents have to come and give you money for it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much fun
but that
though, the
was
Tooth
fun.
Fairy.
So
So
wretched.
much fun.
I'm like, first time I got like $2. I'm like, next
Why
day
a
I
Tooth
complained.
Fairy like
I
that?
complained to my mom. My
Inflation.
mom, $2 only.
Only everybody
And
got
then
$1, no.
when I put my other tooth under a few weeks later, I got $5.
There you
Hey, your
go.
Tooth Fairy is money market. No?
Power of negotiation, you see, that's what the imaginary, fairy did for you. It encouraged you to
There you
learn
go.
how to negotiate.
Yeah, to ask for more.
That's
Believe in imaginary friends after all.
Uh-oh, Glenn.
Okay, going back.
I knew it was my mom.
1FM 91.3 traffic.
Usual delays across the expressways this morning. That shouldn't surprise you too much. What do we have? PIE towards Tuas, an accident before Jalan Bahar, congestion to the KJE. Neil Road towards Duxton Road. Roadworks after Dickinson Hill Road. And Upper Serangoon Road towards Sengkang. Roadworks after Hougang Avenue 2. Look out for those areas. Please stay within the speed limit. Have everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Poor FD, his timing was off just now. I'm surprised Annie didn't tell you.
Yeah, and he didn't tell me
talking
the
right
red
now.
card was up. What's the matter with you, Annie? Damn it. One job. I gave you one job.
We're on The Big Show and The Big Show TV with Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room.
Okay, but this is what I wanted to say. Christmas. I don't know whether you've ever done this in your house, Jerry, but every Christmas was the same thing. We'd put up the Christmas tree, and there were no presents under the Christmas tree. Christmas Eve, my dad would dress up as Santa Claus, and at midnight he'd sneak into the house and he'd put
The presents.
under the Christmas tree. My mom would wake us up and hide us behind something like a couch or a chair
To
or something,
see this
and we
happening.
would sneak in to see Santa
Aw.
laying the Christmas gifts.
Oh, so lovely.
And no one questioned why dad is still sleeping.
No.
And some random stranger in your house.
It didn't matter to us. And that's why Santa Claus and Christmas was such a big thing.
Your parents were such good actors. What happened to you?
and that's where the song came from, right? I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus.
Actually, they were married.
There you go.
That's why.
Oh my gosh, when I found out the true meaning of that song, I'm like, what?
Yeah. It's like, come
she
on.
was kissing him because it was actually the father.
I know, yeah.
Children, close your ears now.
Yeah.
So much fun, though. I think it's great to grow up in a household like that where there is belief and there's fairy tales and there are traditions.
Yeah.
And it's great for children to grow up like that.
I think I want to let all parents know, right? Just let the imagination grow and flow. You know, the whole idea about all these imaginary friends, Santa, fairy tales is really teaching the children to throw out hypothetical questions, to test certain hypotheses, to learn how to problem solve, to go outside and explore, be adventurous, and learn how to let their brains rest and not just study and study and get the next trophy or the next grade. You know, just when the brain is just having that downtime, the brain becomes so much more creative.
Yeah.
I had Linda Carter on my wall.
That was great.
As
I was
Wonder
like
Woman?
looking at, you know, why can't she like come to life right now? Just, you know.
That's fantasy more.
Wonder Woman!
When-
Not so much a fairy tale, a
Yeah.
fantasy. Yeah.
Another, you're talking about creativity. Another thing we used to do was we lived in a house. We were privileged. We lived in a house with a really big garden, and sometimes on a Sunday we would all go into the garden and lie down and look up at the sky.
Stars, yeah.
No, this is during the day.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And cloud watch. And what
Yeah.
animals and people did you see? And
Yeah.
I've done this with my kids.
Wasting time.
Glenn.
I've done this with my
No,
kids.
my mom
It's
grew
so
up like
much
that as
fun.
well, yeah.
It's so much fun.
This is before the TV was invented.
Yes.
Therapeutic. Okay, I'm gonna date Sean and Glenn. We're gonna lie down and we're gonna cloud watch.
Oh, very
bring my
good. Yes.
phone.
Hey,
No phones allowed.
anything for you. I mean, I would love to lie down next to you.
he's like, if your couch isn't available, I'll take the field.
Yeah.
Like Glenn needs a picnic mat under him. He's not gonna lay bare.
Sean,
on
let's do it.
Okay.
take the
Just
take the-
holla.
I have to bring my insect
These
repellent.
these are things I encourage people to do with their kids.
Yeah.
I'm encouraging my children to do this with their children when they have them. Just to lie down, cloud watch, do simple things like that. It's so brilliant.
Yeah, I absolutely
brilliant.
agree.
Okay, we're talking to Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room right here on the Big Show TV. I beg your pardon. Oh my goodness. We'll continue to talk to her, okay, while we take a listen to Fun featuring Janelle Monáe. Here's We Are Young on the Big Show, 1FM 91.3. Oh my god, I'm experiencing such a bad tongue day.
Imaginary cat got your tongue.
Dr. Jerry, any final
Linda Carter's
words?
got my tongue.
Yes,
Come on.
let's go with, we started with FD, now I'm going to end with C.S. Lewis. Because fairy tales and imaginary friends give us so much hope. And he says, you are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
So this Christmas, we're going to set some goals and dream a new dream.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry. Merry Christmas ahead and have a great New Year.
Merry
We'll see you.
Christmas.
We'll see you in 2022.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. We're expecting the editor of SG Karma, Julian Ko, to join us very, very shortly.
He better have some Christmas decor on his head or face.
Yeah.
If it's not
know?
working, can we take off ours?
We've got to ask him what he's been up to the past 2 weeks.
Yes,
we know
yeah.
he's been attending like launches and stuff
You
like
went
that.
to see-
He went for Range Rover, I know, the
Yeah.
brand new Range Rover,
Yeah.
and then he went for something else. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, should be fun. Where is he?
Where is he?
Oh.
Yeah, it should be fun. Where the hell is he?
On this driving in.
Oh, he's driving in.
But it's okay. Anyway, let's just continue to talk about imaginary friends. I mean,
Annie?
seriously, do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Because I personally feel like it should not be encouraged.
And also that he's here, okay?
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
he's
Oh,
there.
hey.
Brand new haircut as
Brand new-
well. All right.
Where's your Christmas decor?
This is all I've
It's okay.
got.
It's okay.
He's like, I've got a black shirt.
I'm taking it off because
It's
I don't want to look
uncomfortable.
like a villain.
You look
Apparently, I
like
look like a villain.
low-key Loki.
Yeah, cheap Loki.
Oh, is that your daughter?
Where?
Where? You look so upset that she came. She can say hello.
Because she's sick and she
Stay away.
I see.
I had a really really long night.
Oh
I'm
dear.
sure, yeah.
Oh no, look at you.
Oh, boy.
Hello, little girl. What's her name?
Hi.
We don't even know her
It's in the
name.
drawer. Say hello.
Oh my God, she's so adorable.
gorgeous.
What's her name, Julian?
Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Beth.
She can't hear us because she's
Hello,
Clearly takes over
Beth.
the
Just
after
wave
the
at her.
mama.
Just wave at her.
so mean.
Awesome.
She's so sweet.
You need to show her your eyes. I mean, goodness. This
Oh
is the
yeah,
kid
let's
thing.
put
There
a
you
smile on
go.
the face. Okay, everybody.
Okay, put your stuff on.
Okay.
See, I've got.
Hi,
my-
Beth. Look at that.
Look
Merry
at that!
Christmas.
Merry Christmas! She's like, who are all these crazy people? She's gonna start crying. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Hello, Beth.
Look, we have Christmas decorations on our face.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!
Uncle Glenn is saying Merry Christmas. It's Uncle Effie, Uncle Sean.
Hello.
Hi, Beth.
Hello, Beth.
See, at least she came in red. Can't say much for the dad.
Yeah.
Hope you feel better
cutie.
soon.
Yes,
Oh, she can
thank
sit
you.
there. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna plug it back in.
All right.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Is it good?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
All right.
cool.
Okay.
So you've been busy. What have you been up to the past couple of weeks? So the Range Rover launch.
That was how was that?
So I went for the Range Rover. I went for the Range Rover launch in Korea 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, 2 weeks
about
ago.
that,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Yeah. It was okay. I think the car was fantastic. The car was magnificent. In fact, I think the car was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was so mechanically. It looked so mechanically sound. It was very tech savvy. It looks like $1 million.
It looks like a
wow.
beast. It's huge, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It is. It is bigger than its predecessor.
Yeah.
We just don't know how much it's going to cost when it comes to Singapore.
I was about to ask you, man. It
when
looks
is
like
that?
$1 million. It'll probably be
Yeah,
$1 million.
close to. When is
Yeah.
it due here?
It should be in Singapore by next May.
May.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Something to look forward
That's
to.
the ultimate life. I drive to work one day in this car. You know I've arrived.
Okay.
Oh,
I had
I'm.
to drive that to work one day. You know that I kena Toto and I did not.
No, we know you're gonna get your Toyota saloon for sure. And then
Yeah.
last week, what did you get up to last week?
Last week I was at a Lamborghini event for the
Ooh.
Lamborghini
Whoa.
Huracan STO. The Huracan STO is supposedly the last Huracan of all time. It's like a last hurrah for all the Huracans and whatnot. So
Yeah.
that's the STO. It's race car inspired by the Huracan Evo, Huracan GT3. Here you go. Yeah, and I finally got a chance to get behind the wheel.
What's it like? What's it like?
Nice.
How difficult is it to drive a
It is
Lambo?
actually it is actually very easy to drive. It feels very normal. But here's the thing. It's very dramatic just to get into the car and just like
Yeah.
It's a four-point seat belt. So I've got to like
right.
I see.
So I gotta put my hands in. I'm like, it was a bit of a hassle. It was a bit dramatic.
Says the man who drove the
sounds-
Lamborghini. He's like, it's so much hassle.
Yeah, it's
to
so much hassle to drive a Lamborghini.
And it sounds dramatic as well. It looks dramatic, sounds dramatic, but it drives so sharply, man. It's unbelievable.
I'm
It is
sure.
probably one of the sharpest car I've ever driven. It's really a privilege. It's an honor, really, to drive the STO. But can I drive it on a daily basis? I don't know if I can.
But the Lambo is not a daily. It's not a daily car.
But there's some
though.
people who do
Yeah,
drive
yeah,
their
Lambos
Lambos on
every
a
day.
daily basis at 70 kilometers an
Right,
hour.
but the owners of the Lambos and the supercars and all that, these are usually their second cars, right? They always have the daily sort of like grocery car. You know, you
The
can't.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can't be doing groceries in a Lamborghini. I mean, come on.
You know, they have their Range Rovers. They probably ordered a few. They probably
There
flew
you
down
go.
to Korea and
Paid in
private
cash,
jet,
yes.
bought
Yeah.
a
Of
few
course.
cars.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not the only car. Okay, so speaking
Yeah.
of Lamborghinis and Range Rovers and all that, would all these cars come with a camera, and is it necessary?
Well, it should come with a camera. They should. In fact, all cars that you get today should come with a camera because it is an essential item in the car. It is something that's really important and for very, very good reasons, of course. A lot of people, I know of people who actually, car owners, of course, and they sort of tell me that, I don't really want to buy a camera, in-car cam, because it sort of spoils the look of the car. And if they want to get a car in-car cam, it probably has to be something really slick. I don't want a big squarish one. And I just tell them, you know what? Get what you have to get. But you have to get an in-car cam regardless. It's very important. It's very, very important.
Okay, we're gonna go on air, and then we'll get to the topic for today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is what I can't remember.
Cameras.
That's
yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
cameras.
We'll start talking about it already. Okay. Stand by. Enigma, return to innocence right here on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning, our second guest for this morning, is the editor of SG Karma, Julian Ko. Oh, how we've missed you, Julian.
Yes.
Haven't seen you for 2 weeks because you've been really, really busy at the Range Rover test drive in South Korea. And then, of course, you were talking to us about the last Lamborghini Huracan. That's about to be, released, right?
Yes. Been busy, I think for very good reasons. I'm so happy to be busy. Just unfortunate, it has to be on a Tuesday. And it's crazy timing, of course.
But that's okay. But it's nice to be able to travel again, isn't it?
I guess. I mean, I do miss traveling a little bit, but I mean, you know what happens, when I'm walking down the Arrow Bridge and I'm telling myself, I miss my kids.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, then when I come back home and they go crazy on me, I just
I want to take a flight out.
I should continue traveling again.
So, Julian, the Range Rover was in South Korea, and then the Lambo was where?
The Lambo was in a Changi Exhibition Center.
Oh, it was here in Singapore.
Close to the airport.
Right
That was our Dubai.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. So today we're talking about cameras,
Yes, we're talking
cams,
about-
car cams.
Yep, and why they are essential to all drivers.
Here's the question I have, Julian.
Yep.
Most cars you buy, you fit them out with a camera,
Yep.
correct? Why don't car
Just come
designers
with cameras.
build in these cameras so it becomes more aesthetically pleasing?
What are you talking about? I mean,
Not all
nowadays when
do.
you buy cars, you get the camera or what?
Yeah, but it's always this black thing
It's an
that's
external
stuck.
camera.
Attached to it.
I'm saying it should be
Yep.
part of that whole
built in. Like in your rear view mirror, it's
or
built in.
something,
Something, yeah.
So it's more aesthetically pleasing.
So Tesla Model 3 comes with built-in cameras
Oh, nice.
around the car.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So you don't really need to have an in-car cam for that. I do know of Subaru cars that come with, but theirs aren't really like an in-car cam. They don't really act as an in-car cam. They more act like a safety
Sensor.
system, Yeah, like a sensor of sorts. Subaru calls it eyesight.
Yes.
I think it works very well.
So it doesn't
it's just
record.
that, not that I know of. It doesn't
Okay.
really work as an in-car cam. The
Okay.
only car thus far that I know has got built-in cameras that works as an in-car cam is Tesla Model 3.
Yeah.
I think that works pretty well. The only thing is, I don't really like how the camera looks like around the car.
Yeah, I don't like how the car looks
see
as
it.
well.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah,
right.
you can actually see it. It's on a B pillar. It's on a. It just
Oh,
looks.
right. Okay.
I think the Tesla cars look ugly.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think Tesla.
Not for me as well.
Yeah, Tesla wasn't concentrating on aesthetics. though,
Exactly.
You know, they
Yeah.
weren't
That
at
wasn't-
all.
that wasn't the-
the
wasn't
goal
the
at all.
idea.
So,
Yeah.
Julian, I mean, you're talking about currently we're talking about in-car cameras that are essential. So you're talking about the front cameras that take videos of cars in front of you because that's very important. What about rear cameras?
Yeah, you do have rear cameras as well. So, for instance, my car, when I bought the camera, it came with a rear camera as well. So it records everything in front and at the back as
The
well.
back, yeah.
Yeah, and for me, I have a choice. I have a choice of whether or not I want to have the camera record when I'm in
Both?
park mode.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
I
Is it
chose not to.
necessary? Is it necessary the back camera as the front?
Yeah, of
I
course.
think it is definitely necessary because some might actually rear end you.
Yeah.
You'll never know. Maybe
But is
maybe
it
it's
rear
not his
end is
fault.
always that person's fault, right?
I mean, then again, maybe it's
That's the
a
law, isn't it?
miracle of sorts. Maybe it's really not his fault. Maybe there was something going on. You'll never know. I don't know. I can't think of a scenario that is probably not his fault.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was trying to avoid something or someone or some animal, and he decides to rear end you in that case. So that's how the rear camera works. It comes
But then
into play.
that's where his front camera would come
Exactly,
into
yeah.
into play,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so not entirely necessary if you need to get just one camera.
Yeah,
get
but
the front.
imagine if you're on the highway and someone is tailgating you.
Yeah,
Just-
tailgating. Yeah,
Just irritating you at the back, and you want to eventually lodge a
Report
report
them.
or something like that. Then you can
Yeah.
use footage from there.
Julian,
Yeah,
what's
so-
this?
yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
I think no, that's what Glenn was saying. So I mean, it's all about recording and having the first-hand evidence of what's going on, real time.
Okay.
What's this I hear that some insurance companies actually give you discounts if your car is equipped with cameras?
Yeah, not all insurance companies
Yeah.
do that. There are some. They actually have lower car insurance premiums, from what I know. So what happens if they actually reward car owners with a very small percentage discount of the insurance car premiums. But that's only if you have the car camera installed. It sort of encourages people to have this installed in your car. Encourages people I know who don't want to install car cameras because they want their cars to look nice. It's
Okay.
ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's continue talking to Julian Coe on the Big Show TV.
Meantime, here's Bananarama, Love in the First Degree on 1FM 91.3.
So I got a question, Julian. When did cameras become essential? I mean, we've lived without them for decades,
Yeah.
and now I see even
Yeah.
motorbikes have them. They've got them on their helmets and
On the
every-
helmets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why
it's-
is it so necessary now than it was before?
So that we can sabo people.
Is that the real reason?
Yeah, we
I
want to see
think
what
it's-
people are doing, right?
Yeah, I think as technology advances and people evolve, we sort of resort to a lot of different things, and couple the fact that there have been a lot of thefts going on in the past decade or so. People being careless, they leave what they call that, like cash and wallets in the cars, and people kind of just it sort of tempt people to commit thefts.
But
This
I
is
mean,
when
no, but with
this is when cameras come into play.
But with technology advancing, technology is also advanced on car locking systems. So why is it easy? Why has robbery increased when it's harder to break into the cars? I mean, back in the day, you could use a hanger or a ruler and unlock the door, but nowadays, alarms will go off or systems will
Yeah.
shut down or whatever.
True.
So how is that an increase?
True. That is a very good point. I guess people can still break windows.
If they want to, they will.
So it's
Traditional way.
right.
Yeah. But I reckon the main point of having all these cameras isn't just to deter thefts or deter break-ins. I think, honestly, my personal opinion, why we have all these cameras and stuff is really because people today are driving horribly.
Oh,
Yeah,
They do not have
okay.
driving etiquette.
Correct.
They're no longer as polite. I don't know what happened. I mean, as we evolve, we're supposed to become better, but in our case,
Yeah.
we became worse. I mean,
We
we're
are
devolved.
Yeah.
rude.
And therefore
We're
we need
selfish.
to be entertained. We need to be entertained on SG Road Vigilante
Oh
as
my
well
gosh.
as
SG follow all.
roads.sg, Singapore Traffic Offences, all these Facebook pages where we
We're
watch
creating
this.
content, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we watch it and we're in disbelief
Oh my
that these
goodness.
things
Yeah.
are actually happening out there.
And it's all thanks to the cameras.
Yes.
That we have this
Yep.
content.
Yep.
That's
But here's
crazy.
the thing: people are supposed to behave better, knowing that there are cameras, but we don't care. I realize that people don't care. I mean, so what if we've got a camera recording me and recording how I behave on the road?
Yeah.
They don't care, and
Yeah.
and that's just, to me, it just shows how much how selfish people can really be on the roads.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. I'm
And
telling you.
pedestrians as well.
see that all the
Pedestrians as
time.
well, Julian. You can have a pedestrian jumping on the hood of a car, pretending like the car hit
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yes.
not knowing that there is a camera, right? Trying to claim insurance as a result of that, or trying to get money from the driver. It's so ridiculous. I've seen that before.
So desperate people
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure how long this will carry on, or what's the next step after car cameras. I mean, like FD, you were saying. I mean, cars should actually
Inbuilt.
have cameras inbuilt
Yeah.
within the cars, and I completely agree with that because it's a hassle. Although when you buy a brand new car dealers will usually give you an in-car cam. But then again, the in-car cam may not be nice. It might be bigger than
What you want.
it.
And it
Yeah.
You know
always
what I
looks
mean?
like an add-on.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly that. And what if you buy a used car? If you buy a used car, you're not gonna get an in-car cam.
Yeah.
They're not gonna give you a free in-car cam, man. You gotta go and install it yourself from Thingware or something. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
and so car manufacturers should have all these installed. So far, I only know that Tesla Model 3 has that this feature. I recently went to a Polestar launch.
Okay.
Polestar is essentially Volvo's
Volvo.
performance electric brand.
Yeah.
It looks like $1 million. It's another car that looks amazing. It looks way better than Tesla, for that matter.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
I'm not too sure if it actually comes with any in-car cam built in, but it's very futuristic. Apparently, I haven't driven the car, but apparently you don't even have a push start button. You just go in,
What?
put it into D or something,
Drive and
it
you
just,
go.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just-
Easy to steal.
It's
huh?
amazing.
Well, Julian, speaking of like cameras and all that, what does one look out for if they're buying a camera for the car?
well,
Like,
there
what
are
are the
couple of-
essentials?
Well, there are a couple of stuff. If you wanna buy an in-car cam, I would reckon get something, because there are two sorts of cameras: the ones that can record when you are parked, and the ones that cannot record when you're parked. Get the ones that can actually record when you are in park mode.
Okay.
Essentially, they'll install a separate battery for you so that it doesn't zap up the battery when you're in park mode. So you don't have to
Oh,
worry
right.
about the
It's not drawing that. Okay.
Yeah, it's not drawing. That's perfectly fine. I reckon you should go for that. I have that as an option, but I didn't want it. I sort of disconnected the parking mode. I don't know why. I sort of have trust in Singaporeans that they
That's when something will happen.
Don't say so loud. No, everybody's watching now.
Another thing that you should look out for is the clarity of the cameras. But in today's context, you shouldn't have any problems with this, because in the past you can have cameras that are really bad, really pixelated. But honestly, in today's context, it should be perfectly fine. You should have actually cameras that are all in high definition, so you don't have to worry about a thing. I would recommend go for Thingware. I've been using Thingware for the longest time, and it hasn't failed me since day one.
Okay.
I've only changed it twice because the first one was really big and chunky. I decided to change to a slicker, small one. That sort of just hides well behind my rear view mirror, so I don't really see it. It's not there. It doesn't bother me. So you should actually consider the size, the clarity, as well as whether or not you can actually record it when it's in park mode, when your car is in park mode.
Okay. And then obviously clear it out whenever the card is full. And
Oh no, it'll just.
Oh, does it?
It deletes and-
it'll
and-
just
Yeah, auto.
oh, it
override.
auto overrides.
Yeah, it
Right.
overrides.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it
I did
overrides.
not know that.
And I think one of the best feature of Thingware that I know of is that when your car gets into an accident, it'll actually record that and store it separately, so it doesn't get it will not get overwritten by whatever in
Oh,
case
wow.
That sounds clever. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know how this system works, but apparently it works very well.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
That
Good
is-
tips. Good tips.
That is very interesting. Absolutely.
Sean,
But
you
yes,
got a
get
question?
an in-car cam.
Oh no, because just now we were talking about like he asked the question, what's next? So like car cameras are great. So my suggestions for what next is a megaphone.
Megaphone.
Yeah, so
I
that
see.
when you see people driving recklessly, you can actually shout at them, "Hello!"
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I'm here.
You need one of those police speakers on top, and you just like
SG 7 2. They just whack the blood. Move your bum. There.
I watched the show and it was fantastic. The guy was driving a Land Rover Defender, and what he did was he actually wind down his window. He put a shotgun.
Huh?
He just shot the car's tires and
What?
driving recklessly. And I looked at it and
This was a movie, lah.
Yeah, it's a movie, and I told myself Singapore needs this.
That's terrible reputation for Land Rover Defender. I'm actually picking up the Defender 90 tomorrow.
No, that is not a bad. That's not a bad impression. In fact, now I like the Defender even more.
Yeah, this is so stable. You can shoot
It's so
from it.
cool.
I'm picking up the 2-door tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you guys will get to see it on Thursday, but it's the 90, so it's a shorter version. I'll get the shotgun version as well.
Wait, hold on. Wait, didn't you test the Defender the last time?
That was the 110, so that's the 4-door.
So that's the bigger one.
This is the 90.
Oh my god, I
this
can't
is the
imagine a smaller version
smaller
of the
wheelbase,
Defender.
yeah.
I wanna
It's
see,
nice.
maybe
It's
in life.
nice.
The 90 is the one. to
It's
get.
nice, yeah.
Really?
It's
The
really
90
nice.
is the perfect one. If I ever have.
I would go for the 90.
How many golf bags can I put in that car?
Oh, you can
Well, it's
shove
still
as
a
many
sports
golf-
vehicle,
it's a
so
sports
yes, for
vehicle,
sure,
yeah.
yeah. It's still a sports
you
vehicle.
can-
How many
you can
bodies
shove
can-
as many golf bags as you want, Glenn. But the thing is, this car is a statement. You know, this
Yeah,
car
it
tells
is.
people your character. It
You're
tells
cool.
you-
It tells
Yeah,
it tells
you know,
people you're cool. It's got a certain like
Especially
style
when there's
to
a
it.
shotgun there. Of
Yeah,
course.
there you go on the side. And I saw it the other day. I saw it in like a bronzy matte.
Oh.
And that
Yes.
color is
Nice.
absolutely amazing.
Okay, I'll have to
Impressive.
check out this
Really
baby.
nice,
No,
yeah.
there you
I
go.
would.
It's the
We got
Defender
someone
is-
interested
yeah.
here.
No. I'm a big car guy. I'm never going to make the same mistake ever
But
again.
the Defender, I tell you, has a certain statement. Julian is
You know,
right.
I'm already driving a pretty big car, but I'm looking at bigger cars right now. You know, I mean, I like the GLE. You know, I'm the Range Rover is my ultimate dream car. I can't drive small cars. I need to drive big cars. If not,
I
you know,
wanna
I'll be
drive-
driving it for a few months and I'll change my car again.
I actually, okay, here's the joke, right? So I emailed the MD of Jaguar Land Rover, and I said, you must think that I'm mad because after the launch, I actually came back to Singapore. I hopped onto sgcarmart.com. I went on to used cars and I searched for the Mark III Range Rover, which to me is the best Range Rover of all
Yeah,
Range
yeah,
Rover.
yeah.
Okay.
He's right.
I think the Mark III is now is the Mark V. The previous one was the Mark IV. I'm talking about 2 generations before that. That really iconic Range Rover look, and someone was actually selling it before several months ago. And I told myself, who's gonna buy this car? I mean, who's gonna buy this car? I mean, only insane people like me would buy a car like this. And now I have finally posted my car for sale on SG Carmart,
Oh,
and I'm prepared. I'm telling myself if the Range Rover Mark III ever comes into sale again, because I couldn't find anyone selling the Mark III Range Rover anymore. But if I'm seeing someone selling it, I'm gonna buy it.
But it's gonna be so expensive, bro.
Nice.
It'll
Yeah,
still
it
be
is. It is
really,
going to-
really
It
expensive.
is going to be expensive. So I'm really keen. I'm thinking about. I've been thinking about it since I saw the Range Rover Mark V, and I
This
tell
is
myself, if
this
I
is the
can't
good
afford Mark
platform
V,
to put the word out. This is
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah.
so you all want to sell a Mark
Okay,
III Range Rover?
okay, good. This is the man to talk to if you're thinking about buying a car because
Yeah.
he has test driven
Everything.
Well,
Everything, like-
everything
Yeah.
so far, right? So I mean, I like buying new cars. So for you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about the Range Rover Velar.
The Velar is very nice.
Yeah,
It's very
how
nice.
how was that test drive? Because I really like that one.
That one is
To
beautiful.
me, that
yeah.
is the sexiest Range Rover
Yeah.
ever. And I made
Yes.
that comment in Korea because we actually drove the Defender, the Evoque, the Vela, and the Mark IV Range Rover itself. And I actually drove the Vela and I was actually really excited. And they all looked at me like surprised. I'm like, why are you so excited about the Vela? And I said, you know, the Vela is actually one of the sexiest
Yeah.
Range Rover. It has the most ideal size. It was the first Range Rover to have that flush door handle.
Yes, yes,
A
exactly.
designer's car. You know, you look at it and go like, oh man, this is like a fashion statement. Fashionista drive this car. People who's got good taste drives the Vela.
Yeah.
It drives really well, and because of the size, you don't get that wobbly, boaty sort of feel. It's very high tech inside, but not the sort of high tech that you go in and you go lost. You know, you go in
Yeah.
and like, I don't really know what buttons to press to operate whatever.
Right.
It's just very clear cut. It's very straightforward. No
Simple.
second guessing. It feels like I have to buy Toto.
Yeah.
Sort of feels that way.
You know what? I'm gonna test drive
My
that
kind of
next.
car.
I'm gonna test drive that one next. I've been wanting to. So.
I want to buy that car.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Is it a 7-seater?
No. The Vela is still
Five.
a 5-seater.
5-seater.
Oh.
The Vela is still
I can fit a few golf bags in there, for
Yes,
sure,
you
right?
can.
Because
But
it's
the
nice
new
and
Range
long.
Rover has
The new Range
jumped
Rover
the-
is huge.
No,
The
that
new
one I
Range
can't.
Rover For the
That
first
one's
time,
really big.
For the first time ever, for all 5 generations, this is the first time that it comes with a 7-seater configuration.
Right.
So you can actually throw 7 packs inside. I could throw the 2 rascals at the back seat, and they will have ample space.
And they'll be really far behind, right? You can shut them off.
Whatever they say, I'm just gonna pretend like I'm not.
What?
carrying
I can't hear
anything.
you.
But I mean, that's exactly why I like the Villa, because it's so sleek. It's
beautiful.
It's cool. It's beautiful. It looks a bit different from the Range Rover, because the Range Rover is more rugged, right?
Yeah.
But the Villa looks like, as you said,
Classy.
a fashion statement.
Yeah, it's
really,
classy.
really cool.
Yeah. That
In
is.
Yeah.
all honesty,
Yeah, I should test drive it.
When the Evoque first came out, I thought the Evoque was a beautiful thing. I thought the Evoque was a really fashion statement. But then when the Vela came, I
Yeah.
remember driving it in Norway. And when I first laid eyes on the car, I told myself, wow, this is a true blue fashion Range Rover. This is a really nice looking car. And when it came to Singapore, you know how when you test drive the cars overseas, you sort of feel good about the car. When it comes to Singapore, it sort
It's
of
very
loses a bit
different.
of
Yeah.
spark.
Yeah.
For some reason, it just loses a bit of spark. But not the Vela. When the Vela came to
Yeah.
Singapore, the spark was just all over the place, man. All the cameras.
Still fireworks.
So it's spacious
Yeah.
in there as well, huh? Because I mean, I did test
It
drive
is.
the Evoque, and it wasn't for me because I felt like it was a bit small, the cabin.
Yes.
A little low
Which
as
one
well.
is this?
The
The Evoque.
Evoque.
Evoque, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But this
Okay.
one's spacious. That's good.
But this is just something all different altogether, man. This is just lovely, lovely car. But if you're really into the whole electric thing, like now the whole electric trend, you should consider Polestar as well. Polestar has probably one of the sexiest electric vehicles in the market today.
Yeah.
I know everyone is talking about Tesla because you know what, Elon Musk has got the capability of creating hype.
Yeah, of
And
course.
that's what
Yeah.
you need to sell cars. You need a lot of hype. Polestar, to me, on the other hand, is a car maker, not a tech company that knows how to create very, very sexy cars. It's got a lineup ahead. We're talking. I just saw the Polestar 2. There's going to be Polestar 3, 4, 5, right up to 12. Apparently, it's all in place. That's the sort of if you're really into electric vehicles, that's the brand that you should be really taking a look.
Right. Plus,
Okay.
Polestar reminds me of a pole dancer.
Pole dancer.
I knew you were going
Yeah.
there. I knew he was going
It
there.
is
In
a,
just
it is
a
a
bikini,
beautiful
yeah.
car. It is
Yeah.
a
The
beautiful
Polestar
car.
is
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's a beautiful car.
Very, very good car.
I'm all for EVs. I mean, you guys know I'm all for EVs. Whether it's for my children or my children's children. But you know what? At this point in time, I still want my car sizzling hot. I still want it spicy. I
Yes.
still want a little bit of action. I want
Yes.
Shotgun.
And noise,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Because with the
Yeah,
electric cars, they're so quiet.
the missus was telling me, you should get a family car next. Maybe you can consider a Lexus of sorts. And I just
What family? I don't have.
You fell asleep before she said Lexus.
I just walked away. I pretended I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, she was too far away.
An ice cream man calling them.
But it's very interesting because we're all talking about this excitement and the whole fire of having a petrol engine. I just watched a couple of videos of a Tesla taking on a Dodge Charger, a Charger ST, and a Mustang GT.
And
Left the cars standing.
oh, really?
Couldn't
Wow.
touch. American muscle could not touch.
Of course you can't. I think the Tesla is running at close to 600 brake horsepower, if I'm not mistaken.
ridiculous.
500 easily.
So Fast and Furious
It's-
was lying to us. Like.
Yeah,
But
it's crazy.
that's the thing. I mean, that's the power of electric cars.
Yeah.
It's not just Tesla. It's all electric
All
cars.
electric
all
cars.
electric cars has got whatever amount of torque from the word go.
Go, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just tap the accelerator and it just shoots out like a bullet. It's the advantage of driving an electric car with the flat torque curve.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's very entertaining. It's very addictive.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, it zaps up your battery real quick. I mean,
Yeah, it does.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
We
Imagine
could
going.
drive like a maniac, like, But in all honesty, personally, I would love to buy a Honda E.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I actually told you guys before, but the Honda E is probably, I've seen the car several times in Japan, several times in Frankfurt, at the motor shows, and I saw the Honda E and I just went, this is the cutest electric vehicle I have
Yeah,
ever
you
seen.
said that. You've said.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
have said. Yeah.
It is such a lovely car. It's a car that I go like, and I saw it once, an elderly lady coming out of the car at MBS.
Oh
She
no.
parked it at the electric car and she came out and I just told my wife, this is the coolest elderly lady I've ever seen. She's got good taste.
She knows her stuff.
Yeah, she knows her stuff. And it's the same thing for all the different cars, from the Range Rovers, from the Land Rover Defenders, and from the electric vehicles. These are the sorts of cars that tell people, you know what, they've got good taste.
They have
Yeah,
character. Yeah,
yeah,
they each have
yes.
character.
Very
Yeah,
true.
Right.
you're
I saw
right.
an old lady yesterday in an M3
Oh,
going at like 20 kilometers an hour. I gave her a nice good honk from the back.
Oh, dear. You
I had no
honk
idea. I had
everyone.
no idea it was an old lady driving the car, right? You know, so I gave a nice honk. You know, I saw the car move a little bit, panic, you know. And then when I drove past her, oh, I felt so bad because I didn't expect she looked like an 80-year-old lady driving an M3.
Oh, that's why you need a shotgun.
oh dear.
Anyway.
Okay.
Probably
Okay.
the Sun's car.
Thank you so much, Julian, for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. I miss being on the show. It's only been 2 weeks, and I
Aw.
feel I have so
And you
many
can have 2 week
Now
break.
you now we're gonna give you another 2 week
Yeah,
break.
because
okay?
we'll be on leave till the new year, so we'll see you again in the new year.
First week.
It's a well-deserved break, guys. You guys deserve it. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. Have a good break. Have
Merry
a good whatever.
Christmas.
Yes, and have a good festive season.
Yep.
Enjoy the holidays. Be safe. Stay well.
Happy
too,
holidays. Bye,
Happy
Julian.
Bye bye, Jude.
Merry
Catch you
Christmas.
guys again. Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas,
Bye
guys.
bye. Merry Christmas.
Ciao.
All right, share the video.
Woohoo!